What is going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over exactly how to make around 6 to 7K a month without starting a business. And all you really need is a phone, your laptop, Wi-Fi, some communication skills. You need to be able to learn how to talk to people and have a conversation, and you'll be getting paid very handsomely. And first off, going to be going over why the vehicle to make money is very important, because most people, they only know one way to make money, and that's by trading their time, the very limited time on this earth, for just $15 to $20 an hour, and then 9 to 5 just to survive, to put food on the table, to pay for their house, to travel, for their car, all these types of things. The only thing they know how to do is trade their time. They don't have any skills. They don't have any things that set them apart. They just have their time to offer, which with that case, they're only getting paid $15 to $20 an hour, maybe more, maybe less. Doesn't really matter. But the thing with the 9 to 5 is that you're never going to have any time, location, or any chance of financial freedom, just because, the rate of inflation, the USD, is getting more and more worthless. Like $1 keeps being valued less and less each and every single day. So $20, like maybe 10 years ago, is probably worth a lot of money, like $20 an hour. But now $20 an hour is basically just like $10 an hour. And with that, of course, there is the illusion that you do have some source of freedom by getting 2 holidays a year, maybe getting a few weeks off. But the thing is that you always have to go back to the 9 to 5 in order to start making money again. So ideally, the vehicle that we're looking for to make money should be able to give you both location and time freedom. So that way you're making good money, but you also have the freedom to live completely on your own terms. And ideally, you want to be able to earn USD, move to Thailand or another third world country where you're earning 6 to 7K a month, and then spending in baht. So earning USD, spending in baht, rupees. Of course, no one wants to go to India, but you kind of get the point. Earn in a stronger currency, spend in a lower one. And this is the only legit get rich quick scheme, because you're earning in a stronger currency and you're spending it in a weaker country, in a weaker currency, where it's worth a lot more. But in order to find the right vehicle, in order to do this, we're going to take a quick exploration on why, starting a business is also pointless as well. Because the reality is we want to have time and location freedom as soon as possible. But with starting a business, it takes a tremendous amount of time, money, and effort to even work in the first place. Plus, you need an abundance of skills. You need to have gone through a bunch of different lessons to even make a business work in the first place. And the thing is like with starting a business, it might not even work. And you have to start all the way back over at square zero. But of course, you'll learn some lessons along the way. But it just takes way too long to see any sort of success with any business. Because with business, you need the skills, you need the knowledge on sales, marketing, fulfillment, and all these other things that you need to even operate a business in the first place. And if you're only in the 9 to 5 right now, or you're stuck in university, it's very likely that you have zero skills, and that's totally okay. It's not your fault that you're stuck in a system meant to keep you trapped, meant to not teach you any skills to be able to escape the system, to live in your own type of system where you're able to live completely on your own terms. But the beautiful thing is that you can change things and mold reality to your liking and to your will. And by doing this, you need to learn a high income skill that's able to provide you the ability to make 6 to 7K plus a month. Let's move on. So first off, I'm gonna go over my quick story so that way you guys can see the path. This was me right there. Oh, so chopped. I'm still a little bit chopped now, but we'll keep that under the table. Yeah, look at me. I'm in university, high as a kite. This was 3 years ago, going into debt, learning absolutely nothing from a fake guru who was teaching me how to do business. Even though she was never hitting 6 figures in her life, she never started a business for herself, and she was trying to teach me how to start a business. It just didn't make any sense whatsoever. I was in a constant cycle of smoking weed, drinking every weekend, playing basketball. As you can see here, I was still a little bit shredded, but still I was grinding in the complete wrong direction. And after a very insightful shroom trip, I decided to drop out 6 months later and started working 2 9 to 5s, because, what else was I to do? I had no skills, no knowledge, no life experiences. I was basically just an 18-year-old in the same mindset that I was in high school, just 3 years later. And I wish I dropped out a lot sooner, but the reality is like you can't change the past. You can only change right now in the future. And what I tried to do was just try to make as much money as possible so that way I could start traveling. So all I knew to do was work two 9 to 5s, one at Racetrack, one at Red Lobster, working from 5 to 10 p.m. at night. And I mean 5 a.m. Clocked in at 5 a.m., clocked out at 1 p.m., went to the gym, clocked in at 4 p.m., worked until 10 p.m. at the restaurant. It was in that constant cycle of just stacking cash, grinding, listening to an Indian, listening to this very fat guy at the restaurant. It was not a very good time, but it had to be done. It's just the reality. Like, you can't just go from nothing to something. You have to work your way up. And it's okay to work the 9 to 5 so that way you can start getting some capital. You can start to get that experience of like seeing what you don't want to do. And that's the biggest kind of turning point for me is like, okay, I started working two 9 to 5s and I realized that that's not something I want to do. And that's the beauty of working the 9 to 5 as well, is you can get the taste of what most people do for the rest of their lives. So that we can see whether or not that's something you want to settle with. If it is, that's totally fine. But if you're like me and you want to travel the world, you want to live on your own terms, that's definitely not something you want to do long term. So what I tried to do, I tried starting my own contracting business, putting up gutter guards on houses. Did that for a time, crashed my truck, and that kind of fell out the window. And ultimately, it wouldn't have been a good idea anyways, because I would always be stuck location-wise. I would have made a lot more money, of course, but still at the end of the day, I would be hurting my back, my body, and I would be stuck in Georgia, not ever being able to travel the world because I was completely tied down to that business. So yeah, what I did then, after crashing the truck and hitting rock bottom, I got a loan of $1,500 from an ex-drug dealer and just booked a one-way trip to Bangkok, Thailand. And the ultimate goal was to make money online, because I knew if I could make money online, I could start traveling, living on my own terms, and have full-time location, and eventually financial freedom. So of course I came out here, and things did not turn out that well the first few weeks, just because I had no skills still. I was just coming out of the 9 to 5s, starting my own contracting business. I had no idea how to make money online. But the thing is like with anything in life, it takes time. With riding a bike, with learning a new skill, with going down a new endeavor. It's going to be shit at first. You're going to have to eat shit. You're going to have to go through those hard times, those struggles, those failures. Because without those failures and those hard things that you have to go through, nothing would be worth it, and you'll never be able to learn anything new. And that's the thing I'm talking to people on these sales calls that are stuck in the 9 to 5 for 5, 10, 15, 20 years or more, is that if nothing ever changes, if you never go through those hard times, then nothing's ever going to change. Because there's really two hards that you can choose with life, is that you can work the 9 to 5 for the rest of your life, which is very, very hard, very limited pay, no location freedom, no time freedom, and you never get the result that you want. But on the contrary, making money online is also very hard. If it was easy, everyone would be traveling the world. Everyone would be making money online, but it's not. It's not the reality. It's very hard. But the thing is, what I realize and what people need to realize is that out of the two hards, which hard is more worth it to you? Because only one of these hards is going to get you the result that you actually want in the first place. So making money online, of course it's hard, but it was worth it for me because I knew if I just kept pushing and kept doing the hard things, that I would eventually get the result that I wanted. So after fasting 110 hours and going completely broke, I finally made my first $300 online with appointment setting. I remember, I think it was the first night on this new gold mine offer. I was calling up some leads, no show, no pickup. Finally, someone picked up, and then I was like going over the program, going over what his problems were, and I saw what his problems that he was having was directly solved by the program. I just pitched a program right there, even though that's not what you're supposed to be doing as a setter. But I needed the cash. I was broke. I was hungry. Pitched him right there. Closed the deal. $2,500 deal right there. And got $250 commission plus the $50 the sales manager sent me because he knew I was hungry, that I was fasting. And the rest is history. Being able to travel to Dubai, the Philippines, Bali, Malaysia, and a few other places. It's just all been down to doing the hard things and just making it work, and not starting a business or not doing the 9 to 5. You could work the 9 to 5 for 200 years. You could start your business, and it would probably be another 20, 40 years before you're ever starting to travel. And it's just not possible with either two of those vehicles. And I just think the only way you can start traveling and living completely on your terms is by making money online. So what I learned is that going to university is a complete waste of time and money unless it lines up with the life that you want to create. And I know multiple business owners, whether it be a physical business or a digital business owner, and all of them said that university is pointless unless you want to be a doctor, lawyer, pilot, or something like that where it does require a degree. And even though all of these things are very fulfilling. They actually do help the world out by, providing services to help heal people from their injuries, help people from going to jail, or helping people fly from point A to point B. You still don't really have any location or time freedom. Of course, you are going to be making a lot of money, but to me, it depends on like if this is for you as well. But I just would rather have more location and time freedom than being able to help people. And I know that might seem pretty shallow, but like for myself, when I have a family, I don't want to be away all of the time. I want to be fully present. I want to be there for them all the time. And you just can't really do that with being a doctor, lawyer, or pilot. And they also said that the 9 to 5 is worthless as well. But of course, it is a very good starting point to make some money, to start saving up, so that way you can have the ability to take risks, to go down different avenues, to be able to create a life completely on your terms. Because with the 9 to 5, you'll never be able to have the time, location, or financial freedom that you can get from, making 10K, 20K a month online in Thailand, where you're able to save, invest a lot quicker and a lot faster because everything is very cheap. And even with starting a business with no skills or capital, it's also a complete waste of time because you have no knowledge, no skills, no lessons to be able to even do this in the first place. Thus, you must start off by learning a very high income skill and using that skill in the right vehicle, so that way you can start building a life completely on your terms. That way you can start making 6 to 7K plus a month while being able to travel the world and living completely on your own terms, doing as you wish, when you wish, with who you wish. So that's where high ticket sales come in. That's what I do. I'm a high ticket closer right now, and I believe it's the easiest way to get into the online space and start making good money, because you don't need any capital to get started, and you only need to learn one skill. And the funny thing is that this is a skill that you've been using your entire life. Whether you've made friends, you've had a girlfriend, you've used the skill to make these friends, you made these people like you, you've sold this girl on dating you and locking in with you, and you just need to translate the skill online to help these online businesses set or close deals as either an appointment setter or a closer. Then you just make 5 to 15% of every set or closed deal that you bring in the door. For example, if you set or close a 12K deal, you've made anywhere from 600 to 1.8K USD straight in your pocket right there. So of course, this can be done anywhere in the world with the right offer and with the right skills. And it's just a matter of like finding the right offer, because like with high ticket sales, I'll go over it more in the next video. But it's just like if you have the best salesman in the world on the worst offer, he's going to be absolutely broke, wondering how he's going to eat his next meal, how he's going to pay for rent, compared to the worst salesman in the world on the best offer in the world, who's going to be absolutely printing on the he's going to be absolutely printing like a madman. But of course, you do want to have the skill so that way you can set yourself up long term, because it's not like the 9 to 5 where they just hire anyone. You do need to have the skills or the right connections, so that way you're able to solidify your position long term. Because if you're just going based off of connections and no skills, you're going to be very limited. So you need to learn the skill of sales and solidify it to be able to provide yourself an income long term. And usually with high ticket sales, it does take 6 to 12 months to make your first few $1,000s online. But if you follow this next video to a T, it'll take only a few weeks to a few months. And the offer that you're able to land is obviously the most important part. And real quick, here's a few examples of literally just people who just watch my YouTube videos. They didn't get into mentorship or anything like that. They just watch YouTube. They didn't ever take that next step, which is totally okay. No one has to. But yeah, we can see here Lucas. Hey, Rayan. My name is Lucas, and I've been watching your videos. I mean, you guys can just pause this and read this, but I'll put the video right in the description because I have to go eat. I'm squeezing this video in between sales calls, so I'm on the grind. And you can just go watch this video now. I think it's like a 10-minute, 12-minute video. It's very short. Just put it on 2x speed. It literally goes through the entire process of how to find your first offer, which is the most important part. And then after that video, there'll be the video on how to actually learn the skills, so that way you can set yourself up long term. But other than that, guys, just a quick video for you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I will see you guys in the next video.